Hello, once again. You are welcome to Cloud Genius. In this video, we will be looking at the Model 4 Guided Lab Introduction to Amazon Elastic File System. So, if this is your first time here, I urge you to kindly subscribe, like my videos, comment. If you want me to do any video, just comment about it. I'll try my best to do that for you. Kindly share this video with your friends so that you also benefit. Okay, so as usual, you click on Start Lab. So let's click on Start Lab. Kindly have patience. It might take 2 or 3 minutes, or probably 4 or 5. So kindly have patience. Click on Start Lab. Allow the lab to initialize and then start loading. Okay, so the lab is ready. Probably it took about 3 or 4 minutes to be ready. So just close this and then let's try to maximize this so you have enough space to read what is there. Okay, so to start with the lab, just to open the console, click on AWS right here. And then if you encounter this error, it is a result of you not signing out in the previous lab. Okay, so if you don't sign out in the previous lab, you might experience this type of error. So what to do is you can either click here and then click back. That is, you can click here and then close this and then click on AWS again. It's going to start the lab successfully without any problem. Okay, so the lab has now started. This is our management console. Good. So let's go and read what we are being asked to perform in this lab. Okay, let's do it systematically. So even though we know that it's an EFS file system, let's look at the task. What does the task say? What is the main agenda of this lab? It is to log into our AWS console management or AWS Management Console, which is this. This is what we call the console. Okay. Okay. So and create an Amazon Elastic file system. Log into Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. That is EC2 instance that runs on Amazon Linux. Okay. So mount your file system to your EC2 instance. Okay. Examine and monitor the performance of your file system. Okay, that's fine. It's not really difficult like that. It's quite simple. It's a straightforward lab. So first of all, let's go and read the task. What we are being asked to do as the task one. When you read the lab, you have an idea. You can quickly scroll down to the task section where it says task one. So you can start from there. You can also read through the whole thing. I just don't have time to read through the whole thing because I've had an idea of what I'm supposed to do right now. So if you really want to do it systematically, then kindly read through yourself in order to save my time. I don't want to go back. Okay. So one is asking us to create a security group. Okay. One. So we log into the AWS Management Console. We are already logged into, so this is it. Now, security group. Security group. Okay, good. So then, for the sake of those who might be inexperienced, let me go systematically. So just in this search bar, type EC2 and then select EC2 from this drop down menu. They are asking us to copy an ID of a security group. So when the EC2 home is open like this, the portal of EC2 is open like this. Now, there are two ways you can go about this. Okay, You can scroll down just like the lab is saying. So you see the lab tells you to scroll down to see the security group. It's somewhere. Okay, it tells you to navigate rather. So you can navigate through this side, and then you navigate till you see security groups. That is it. Okay. So you can click it from here, and then there you go. Or just like when we were at the dashboard, you can also click just here. Security group. It's right here. Okay. Yes. So that is the two ways to go about that. And then what are they asking us to do again? The service, and then the innovation led security group. Okay, we have that. Okay, we should copy the ID of the EFS client security group. Okay, so how do you copy the ID? This is the ID. Sorry, that is not the EFX. This is the EFS client. So this is the ID. This is rather the ID. But since we can't copy it directly from here, if you can decide to open it and then copy it from this side, or when you highlight it, you see, just like when it was highlighted from here, I think you saw it. See, when you highlight it from here, it will give it to you down here. So you can also copy it from here. Okay, that's the two ways to copy it. That. And then what do we do next? Copy that. Um, Create security group. Then okay. So after copying that, you are being asked to create a security group. You are being asked to create a security group. Okay, create a security group. So you save this somewhere. Okay, they're asking you to save it somewhere. So let's do online notepad. Um, I have this saved already. I think I use it more than 2 months now. This was for GCP, Google Cloud Computing. Okay, let's paste it here. Okay, so it's just an online notepad. It isn't on your machine. You can search it online. You can also search. If you like, you can save it in your Word, your Google Docs, anywhere you want to save it. But those temporary things, I don't really like saving them in my Google Docs like that, since I use them for most important things. Okay, so this is more or less like a temperamental something. I don't really want to save it. You can save yours anywhere you want to. And then to continue creating the security group, just click here, create security group. Did they ask us to give the security group any name? Um, Let me go and see. Okay, yes. It says we should name the security group EFX mount target. So copy this, paste it here. You can type it or copy any one that you want. The description should be inbound and the first. Okay. So description, inbound and effects access from an EFX client. Okay. So the VPC should be lab VPC. Okay, VPC here. Are we seeing lab? Yes, lab VPC. Okay. Is there anything we have to do again? Under inbound rule, under inbound rule section, choose add rule, then configure type NFX. Okay. So under inbound rule, that is it. We can see it right here. Under the inbound rule, let's choose this. And it says we should choose NFS. Okay, from here. So let's choose NFX, NFX, NFX. It's right here. What does it say again? The NFS. Source should be custom. Okay. That is the source that is going to receive from should be what? Custom. So it's custom here. And then what do we do? It's custom, and then we paste the security group. Okay, so we have to copy the security group that we pasted earlier here. We can copy it from here, copy, and then search, paste this here. You see it. Okay, EFS clients. Okay, good. What again are we asked to do? Sorry. So yes, that is also we click on create security. So let's create the security group. We earlier on we have three security groups, so hoping that now we should have four. Let's go back to the EC2 dashboard. Oh, we had three rather. Oh, I thought we have. Let me see. Yes, it's supposed to be four, as I said, because we had three earlier on. So three plus one should give us four. That is it accurately, meaning we've been able to successfully create the security group. What again are we asked to do? Let's move to the task two. We are done with task one. Creating an EFX file system. Okay, so to create the EFX file system is quite simple. Also type here EFX. It can be capital, it can be small letters. They all work. Then select the EFX from the drop down menu. Okay, then click on create EFX. Did they ask us to do anything? So choose customize. Okay, so we are to choose customize right here. Okay, the name is optional, so we are asked to choose customize right here. So I'm customizing. Click on customize and it works. Step one. Uncheck enable automatic backup. Lifecycle management. Select none, and then add tags. The tag name, and then that is the key for the tag, the value for the tag. Okay, add an idea. Um, Automatic backup should be off. Life cycle management says none. Transition into archive. None. Okay, and then what does it say again? It says tag. Okay, okay, tag is right here. So it says the key name, the key for the tag is supposed to be what? Name. Okay, name. That is it. And then the value is supposed to be my first EFX file system. Call me the lazy man. I don't really like typing like that. Yes. So let's quickly add that. Is there anything we will have to do again? So we click next. That is after that we click next. Okay. So after that, let's click next. Um, we have to do anything here. For VPC, select lab VPC. Okay. So let's select lab VPC. You click here. Lab VPC should be selected. And then what again? Got detach the default security group. Okay. So we are to detach everything and then connect what we created. That is the EFX mount target. You remember we created some. They have given the detach. They have attached a default security group to this VPC. Okay. So we are being asked to clear it and then attach ours. That's exactly what the instruction says. So we clear this and then we clear that and then we go here. You can see ours EFX mount targets. Good. So it's attached. Then you come here EFX mount targets. Okay. So that is it. Simple as that. They are now attached. So what again? Let me have an idea of what we have to do. So it should look something like this. Yes, I think that's exactly what we've done here. Next, do we have any other thing to do? Next, choose next. Okay, So next, yes. So the security group is looking just like they showed us here. Right here, you can see it. That's what it's looking like. Okay, so great. Let's wait for some few seconds. It will take minutes though. Okay, good. The file system is now created. So what again are we asked to do? So the file system is now created. Okay. So we are connecting into our EC2. How do we do that? How do we do that? It's also quite simple. Okay, connecting to your EC2 install via SSH. Okay, it's also quite simple. Let's move on. EC2. Let's just type EC2 here. EC2 here. Search for EC2. We have a running EC2 already. Yes. Okay, good. So we have a running instance already. An instance is more or less like a laptop or a PC. Okay, it's more or less like a machine, a running laptop in the cloud. Okay, sorry. Now, let's look at how we can connect it. Let's refer back to the lab. So click on details and then click on show. Or we are looking at how we can connect to the we can SSH into the instance. We might need some keys to do that. Okay, so I'm going to connect through Putty. Okay, I think the instructions will definitely be given, but I'll connect mine through Putty, or some also call it Patty. That is Putty. I'll connect mine through that. But feel free if you are using Windows, yours is different. So just sorry, I mean if you are using um, uh, uh, um, uh, wow. Let me see how many systems can connect. Okay, Mac OS uses the same. Okay, good. So then, if you are using Mac OS and then Linux system, you can do it straightforward. But I'm going to do for Windows. Okay, since I'm using Windows, I'm going to do for Windows. Okay, yes. So follow along. If you are using Mac OS and then Linux machine, kindly scroll down to where and what you have to do. If you come back to the lab and you are using Mac OS, you are supposed to download the .pem file. Okay, you can see these keys. See, SSH keys are here. Okay, we have ppk and then we have .pem. This or pem. Okay, if you are using Linux, this is what you download. And Mac OS, this is what you download. As I am using Windows, so I'll download ppk. Okay, so after downloading the ppk, how then do I connect to it? Okay, good. If you don't have Putty installed already, as I said, scroll down till you see download Putty here. Download it, and then I have it downloaded already. It's on my system, so you can see it's right here. Okay, download and run it. It's going to open something like this for you. So run it. I'll show you how to go about it systematically. Okay, good. Now, what are we supposed to do? What are we doing? Okay, we are done with that. Okay. In order to connect to the instance, and an instance, as I said, is more or less like a computer. Okay. So in order to connect to the computer online or through SSH, we will need a key. The key is what we have downloaded. Okay. The key is what we have lab user. Okay. So that is what we have downloaded here. And then we can connect it through the putty. So that we've downloaded and run the putty. You can also download the putty. I've already downloaded it. That's why I don't need it to download it again. And then let me show you how to go about it. You will need the IP address of the SSH, that is the computer you are trying to connect to. In this case, this is our computer, EFX. So how do you go about that? You can just do search EC2 here. I'm just showing you how to go about it again. So search EC2 here, go to instance. In AWS, laptops or PCs or machines are normally referred to as instances. Okay, so EC2 is more or less like a laptop in the cloud or a PC in the cloud. So you can see it here. When we come back to the EC2 dashboard, we go to instance. We are seeing an instance and we are saying it is running. Okay, so with this, you can even put it off. You can shut it just like your machine. You can reboot it. You can terminate it. Terminate means you are deleting the whole instance. You don't need it again. You are throwing it away. It's just like throwing away your laptop. Okay, so um, we need the IP address of this. Let's open it. So the public IP v4 is right here. That is what we need. Copy it. Let me see if the lab also has it. Sometimes the lab may have it. The public IP address. Sometimes the lab may also have it. I think the lab has it. That's 20. I think the lab has it. Let me see. I think the lab has it. Yes, the 38. Yes, the lab also have it right here. So if you are okay, you can copy it from here. Or if you are inexperienced, then you just come and tap on this one right here. Follow the process, tap on copy, it will copy it. Here you can see public IP address copied. Okay. So now it's copied. We are going to connect to the putty. Okay. We don't want it to time out. It mostly times out on its own. So let's try to put in some time. Let me put 90 minutes. Okay. So let me put 90 minutes. You can put whatever you like depending on how many minutes or seconds or hours you think you might spend here. So let me click on now. I'm done. Click on connections. Okay. To set the time, click on connections. Just connections. Don't open anything. Just the connection and input the time. You see it here. And then click on sessions. When you click on sessions, paste the IP address here. Okay, the IP address here. Leave the port to be 22. Okay, because you are SSHing. SSH uses port 22. So leave it. Okay. And then we are trying to connect with the key. So go to connections and then connection we are SSHing. So click on SSH, then click on auths or authorizations, and then open authorizations. Click on credentials. Browse here to input the key. You see private key file for authentication. So browse here. Scroll back to where you downloaded the file, where the file is saved. Okay, and then select the file. Click on open. Accept it. Okay, it's asking you to log in as. So you have a user here, right here, that they are telling you to log in with. You see, it's a login prompted with login as enter user EC2 dash user. Okay, so let's come back here. E, sorry, EC2 dash user. Okay, enter. Good. We are successfully signed in into the SSH. Okay. With SSH into the instance. Now, what it means is that we have connected to the laptop through what we have done here. Okay, so we are going to manipulate the laptop through this very thing. Okay, this very thing here, SSH with SSH successfully into it. So let's manipulate the system here. Now, what are we asked to do again? Let's go through what are we asked to do again. open, download, all these ones are okay. So we create a new directory and mounting the EFX file system. Okay, so we are done. New directory, make EFXs. Okay, so just copy this command because we are making a directory, or you can leave it. Okay, so you run some simple Linux commands. Okay, so as you saw it here, to make a directory or to create a folder, a directory is simply like a folder in Windows. Okay, but in Linux they call it a directory. Okay, okay, file directory. That's how they call it. So let's try to make the directory sudo make dir. The mk stand for make, the dir stand for directory name space EFX. Okay, so we are telling the system to make a directory. So sudo means like we are taking a total command because we don't want the machine to be restricted. We want it as a root user. We want it as the machine belong to us. We are operating the machine as machine owners, not like someone who will need another permission to operate. Okay, that is why we have added this sudo here. Okay, good. So sudo make directory EFX. Directory name, that is EFX is the directory name. So the sudo is the authority we are taking to work like the system is for us. And then MK is make, dir is directory EFX. So let's refer back to the lab. You can see it here, right here. Okay. So what do we do? What do we do? Then we run this command after typing, click enter. Okay. So if you click enter, you have made a folder name with EFX. Okay, you have made a folder with the name EFX. Good. So go back to the lab. Okay, good. So they are telling us to mount the file system now because to mount the file system in the Linux, we will need the folder where we can mount the file system. Okay. So once we have created the folder with the name EFX, let's now mount the file system. How do we mount the file system? Let's go back to the lab. That is, let's go back to the management console. Let's search EFX. Okay, it's in here. EFX. This is what we created, the EFX we created earlier on. Okay, so my first EFX file system, let's open it. And then when it's open, click on attach. Okay, so you are trying to attach it to something. So attach. Okay, and then it will give you this command. How are we attaching it? We are going to attach it via DNS. Okay, so via DNS, we are using NFS. Don't forget, this is it, NFS client. Okay, so then it has given you the command to run already. This is the command you are supposed to run with all this. Okay, with EFX. So don't forget the EFX right here is a folder name we must create, which we have already created. So it is basically telling you that it's supposed to be saved in an EFX, okay, which we have already created the file here already. So to do that, just click on copy. To paste it in party is somehow different. Just right click it. When you come here, don't do control plus V, it will not work. Just right click it, it will paste like this, and then click enter. Wait for some time. Okay, so the system is mounted now. The EFX is mounted on the instance now. What do we do next? Let's walk through. Okay, enter. Okay, they've given us get a full summary of. Okay, good. Now we have mounted it, so they are telling us to have a summary of what is happening. So let's enter this. As I said, you copy it and then you right click. Immediately you right click it, you paste it, and then you click enter. So yes, this is it. You can see the NFX here. It's now mounted on the what? On the instance. So you can see it here. US East one. This Amazon. That's NFS. It's everything is showing here that it's mounted. Okay. So you can see mounted on. So we are now having this here. Good. What again? Let's refer back to the lab. What again are we asked to do? Um, okay. So let's copy this also. This following screenshot is okay. So we've already run all this. Okay. So we've run this, which is why. Or we can copy and then run it again. I think we'll get the same result. And yes. So we are getting the same result like we did. Okay, it's the same command. Just to tell you what is happening. That's why I'm running this for you. Okay. So what again? What again? What again? Okay, we are done with what is it? Okay, I think we are going to monitor the performance and we've been given a command to run. So let's copy all this command. Copy, come back to this and then paste it, enter. This is going to take a couple of minutes to run. Okay, it might take 2 or 3 minutes to run. Okay, so it might take 2 or 3 minutes to run. I don't know, probably five or something. So let's just wait for it. This is what starting. So it might take a couple of minutes, five, six, seven. But in order to tell you what is happening, that is why I'm going to record everything so that you have an idea of what is happening. Okay. I don't want to cut out anything. Okay. I want it to be realistic as it is so that you understand what is happening. Okay. So let's wait for it. It's still loading, but it's going to help though because I think we are going to monitor the performance. We are going to monitor the performances, and then we might need to run this command to execute certain performances before we can monitor. Yes, it's right here. So monitoring performances by using Amazon CloudWatch. Okay. So good, good. That's good. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay. So let's refer back to this. It's still not done. Okay. It's still not done. You can see it's still loading. So leave it to load. You can read through. Okay. So we will use Amazon CloudWatch. Okay. CloudWatch. And then you might need to wait for 2 or 3 minutes and refresh the screen several times before. Okay. Including throughputs, calculates, and populates. Okay. So we should put choose name throughputs. Okay, we are supposed to look at throughputs. For sure. Okay. So, then data write IO bytes. Okay, limited throughput data write IO bytes. We go to graph this. Okay, so let me see. Good, it's done. You see, it has run successfully. You should get this, meaning it's done. It has executed the command successfully. We didn't run into any issues. Okay, so let's minimize this and then um, go back to EC2 and then search here cloud watch. Okay, open cloud watch. We are going to monitor the performance through cloud watch. Okay, so search cloud watch and then cloud watch. Okay, go to all metrics. I'm doing everything according to the lab. Okay, I've read the lab, so I'm doing everything according to the lab. I'm not just doing it. Okay, you can see go to all metrics, EFS, all metrics, file system. Okay, so I'm doing it according to the lab. Okay, and then what again? Okay, all metrics. Then you go to file EFX. Okay, then we go to file system. Okay, and it says we'll go to the throughput data. So permitted throughput, you can see it here. So permitted throughput. So you can play around with the graph. You can play around with the graph. You can play around with it. You know, you can play around with the graph. Okay. Okay. So um, it says again that we should also select what data write IO bytes. So data write IO bytes, and then go to graph metrics. It's here. So you might need to read it, or you might want to read it if you don't really know what you're doing. Okay, so this is it. Okay, it's telling you to change this to 1 minute. So everything here, good. So no, hold on. I think we have to do something. Okay, then data rights this metrics, and it says we should change here to some. Okay, and then change here to 1 minute. You can see everything here, as I said. 1 minute. Okay. So, just play around this. Okay, so I think that should be all. I don't know if we have any other thing to look at. Line action customs. 1 hour. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so, yeah, that is all. Okay, so that is all. Says right after that. Available EFS. Okay, and the period column. Select one. It's okay. Push of one down the peak. Okay, and there. This is okay. Let's just play around this for some time. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let me try submitting this and then let's have an idea of what has happened. We are done. We are basically done with the whole app. So let's submit and let's see what happens. Okay. You can see it that everything is successful. Okay, we've been marked 15 over 15. That is it. So we are done with this lab. Thank you all. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and then recommend this to your friends who might be taking this program in future. Thank you all. See you once again. Bye bye.